Juliet and I have come down to the south coast. It's just before Christmas, so I'm not quite sure why we are doing this to ourselves. But we're now at Bournemouth station, that is, and we're going to be hanging around, going for a walk along the beach, and generally having a bit of a chilled out time before Christmas. We have now walked about half an hour and we're now somewhere called Boscombe, which is on the way to where we're staying. But Boscombe is a very interesting place. Looks like it's in need of a bit of regeneration, but otherwise pleasant enough. Next stop is the sea. We have now turned off the main drag and we are now heading down the very aptly named woodland walk towards the sea. We are at Portman Ravine, here on the cliff at the edge of the road near the sea, and we have this rather nice view in front of us. Just gonna go around the corner. It's gonna open up a little bit more for you. Yeah, really nice. Given that it is the 17th of December, the weather is surprisingly reasonable. Not too cold, only in a couple of layers here. But yeah, we've got this really nice view out across the sea. And there we go. Absolutely lovely. And here we are, down on the slightly windy beach, having a nice little walk around. And yep, really nice. We are heading down to Bournemouth today. It's quite late on and I got a little bit drunk yesterday, so I've not been up and about really. But we're now heading down to Bournemouth and we're going to go play some darts.
Quite bad actually.
And here we have Juliet playing darts very badly. Fairly good place though. We got the drinks for free because the sort of till's dead. But yeah, nice enough place. This is called Mulligan's and it's quite pleasant.
And here is George.
We are now here on Bournemouth Pier, and very nice it is. There's the pier down there. We just walked here from the darts place, but the main thing to see is this wonderful view out across the sea. There's even some people surfing. They're a lot braver than I am. And here we are walking through Bournemouth's gardens, looking at some Christmassy stuff, and it is very busy.
It's a bright January morning here in London and we are at the Marble Arch Mound. Now this is the mound that has reportedly cost £8 million and it is closed in a bit of a disgrace. So we're here today to see what all the fuss is about. It's free because they realised it was rubbish and because it's closing down today. So we'll see you when we're up near the top.
We are now at the top and we have this slightly disappointing view of some trees of Hyde Park and some buildings in the distance. So not very interesting, to be honest. Yep, I would definitely say all a big waste of money. But I'll spin around, do a little walk around, you can see what else we have here. And this building here is the one I've worked in, and you get the nice view from the top of that, much better from here. But yeah, I would definitely say, all in all, a big waste of money. Today we are here at the Olympic Park. It's a very warm day in early February, and we are going to be going up the ArcelorMittal Orbit in front of us because they had some cheap tickets and we want to get a view of London from over here. So we are now at the top of the tower and we can see down into the Olympic Stadium / West Ham football ground down there. Very nice. And we've got a bit of a view out across London in the far distance. A bit towards Canary Wharf and the Millennium Dome over there. And it's all quite nice. Although I would say I wouldn't want to do this if it cost anything more than the £4 Juliet and I paid. But still, it is interesting enough. So we are in the slide bit now, and you can see the slide down there and the ground, and somebody might slowly slide down very shortly. Or not. It is quite impressive looking down, and there we go, somebody has now gone down. So we are now going down for bottom after our little excursion up here. It's fairly good, but I'm not sure it's worth the full price. But we've now got 431 steps to the exit, and we'll have quite a pleasant, if windy, time walking down to the bottom. It's a new day here in the UK, and Julia and I are in Maidenhead today. So Maidenhead is outside of London, and we're here because we've moved here. So we've left West Hampstead and we've moved outside of London to get a bit more greenery, and as you can see in front of me, it is quite green. We have a river as well. So we've moved here to buy a house, which is just up the road here. But the main reason we moved is because of the nature all around Maidenhead and the river in front of us. Now, we still both work in London, so Maidenhead is still quite close. It's only about 20 minutes into London on the train, so still very easy for us to get to work. But when we're not at work, we have the lovely river in front of us. So we've only been here a few days so far, and we've not had too much chance to explore, but I've already run up the river a little bit, and it is really pleasant to be able to run along the river, not have to dodge too many cars. And all in all, the very quiet nature of here makes a bit of a change to when we lived in West Hampstead, and especially London as a whole. So if we carry on down here, we have the Thames Hotel there, which is a very old hotel. It's about 150 years old. And if we look down this road, down that road is where Julia and I live. So we won't do a video outside our house, so don't want people to see where we actually live, but we're down there, and if you squint really hard, you can see the river from our bedroom window. We're now going to head into Maidenhead through some of the parks, and we'll do a couple of videos as we go. So we have left the Thames Riverside, or the riverside bit of Maidenhead, and we are now heading towards Maidenhead town centre. And we'll get there in about 5 minutes or so, but we just walk along this nice path, and along with having the river, Maidenhead has a lot of very pleasant parks all over the place, and there's plenty to come and do. So our garden's relatively small, so it's very useful having 4 different parks within 5 minutes of the house. Makes it very convenient for us. But yeah, the sun is out and it's just nice having a walk around. So we're now in Maidenhead itself, and Maidenhead is quite pleasant. It's nothing too special, but it has the advantage of being very pleasant and having lots of very nice places around it, which means that we have places to go visit when it's nice weather or we want a bit of a change, but there's not any tourists here. So we go out to Windsor and Henley and Marlow and Cookham and all these lovely little villages on the River Thames, but when we just want to hang around in Maidenhead, we don't have to worry about too much tourism, because those other places are absolutely full of tourists. But Maidenhead itself is still very pleasant. We've got a listed library on the other side, which is sort of a, not quite sure on why it's listed, but it is architecturally interesting. And there's quite a few little rivers running through the town, probably because we're so close to the River Thames. But the high street's just down the way, and we'll go and have a quick look at it. So it's not the biggest of towns, but they are redeveloping this sort of river area a little bit, which is bringing some new shops and businesses, which is nice. Getting a few nicer restaurants, which is always good. And it's quite lucky that Julia and I ended up here. It was partly due to some proximity to some of her family, but also just because Maidenhead, given it's very quick to get into central London, is very reasonably priced. Plus you've got the River Thames right next to it. So when you take everything into account, Maidenhead was a very good choice for us, and we've really enjoyed moving here and having a bit of a look around. So here's like the main sort of centre area, the water and the bridge and the restaurants, and it's very pleasant. So we'll leave you for now and get back to this when we're exploring more of the towns in the local area. And today we are very coincidentally on a boat on the River Thames. So we're just a bit up from Maidenhead in Reading, but it's very pleasant. And if I spin round, you can see Juliet at the wheel of the boat. Hopefully not going to sink us, but it's only £250 if she does, so good value all in all. But there we have a river, and it's very nice. And here we are approaching a lock. Took a bit of time to get it open due to various things, but now Juliet is going to manoeuvre us inside of it, and we'll see how well she does. And here we are with the locks closing behind us, and shortly they will be opening in front of us. Juliet's done some excellent driving, and we're just about to tie up before we get up to the next bit of the river. And here we have the upstream locks unlocking, so we're rising up now. Shortly they'll be opening, we'll be going up the river. We are in Maidenhead this morning at a Carter's steam fair, watching a lot of old trucks and steam engines go down the road, watching a lot of very angry motorists like this learner driver get into parade, and it's all very fun. But chaos has been brought to Maidenhead. And here we have the big old steam engine. And another one. And a car. We are here at the Carter Steam Fair. I think things are just starting up, and it's very, very quaint.
We've come back to the steam fair and it is in full swing. We've wandered around, had a look at things. That's enough for us today.